Good evening, everyone. It's good to come your way at this very point in time. And tonight, we are discussing or talking about population growth and sustainability development in Ghana. And we have in the studio Mr. James Dawson, MTN Hero of Change 2017. So he is our guest for tonight. You are welcome, Mr. Dawson.
Thank you.
Yes, please. When they say population growth and sustainability, what comes in mind?
Thank you very much. Population growth and sustainability has something to do with the amenities that are not enough for people in the community to use. For instance, there are some facilities that a population needs, like water, road, electricity, housing, and they are not in the population or they are not to the beg and call of the population. It's difficult to sustain that population.
So, what inspired you to focus on sustainable population growth, and why is it important to you?
In actual fact, if you want to, I am actually focusing on population growth, on sustainable population growth, because the area in which we are in Africa, especially in Ghana, the population is growing higher. Because when we were born, we were about 17.5 million. Now we are 33 million population in Ghana, which means the facilities that we used to have are overstretched. And a lot of people cannot even have the opportunity to use them. Secondly, to the infrastructure that have always been around when we were younger, people have overgrown the population have overgrown itself. So it's difficult for the government to replace those amenities for everybody to use. Example of this is housing. There are a lot of people who need housing, but they cannot get it because the population has grown higher than the number of houses that the government can produce.
How do you define sustainable population growth, and what are the key factors that contribute to it?
Sustainable population growth has very, very important factors that contribute to it. One, poverty is one of the issues that controls poverty, that controls population. Second one too is the resources of the government also has a factor in the issue of the population. And thirdly, the family system that does not control population also affects the government's amenities or the government plans or the government plans for the country.
What are the most significant environmental impact of population growth, and how can we mitigate them?
One of the most significant part of population growth in this country have something to do with food, having something to do with education, and also something to do with livelihoods, especially when there are too many children and they have no job to do. It gives you a lot of headache for you to be able to find jobs for them. And also, if the population is very high, it affects government budget. The government cannot plan to meet all the needs of the population with regards to schools, hospital, facility, housing, and all those things are all difficult for the government to meet.
How does population growth affect resource distribution, and what strategies can we implement to ensure equal access to resources?
Well, population affects resources in so many ways, but the most important one is that when demand of amenities from the government is high, the government may not have money to do it because of people who don't pay taxes, because there's not too much taxes in the system that the government can generate to be able to meet those amenities. to sustain the demand under population explosion.
What role does education play in promoting sustainable population growth, and how can we improve access to education globally?
Education plays a very significant role in population. That is, for instance, the issue of family planning, adolescent reproductive health. When these things are well taught and people get to know the issue of family planning in the community, they will have less children. And those who want to have more children, they will separate the children so they can care for these children through higher education. And all this thing has to be done through family planning education at the primary school, secondary schools, and all the tertiary institutions.
Thank you so much for coming to the show.